All right, guys, I am gonna try to do these over a recording here and show you guys what I'm watching for the coming week. We do have quite a bit of earnings coming up this week, so if you are playing with the 10 contracts, you probably want to bring it down to 5. So just be cautious because market will be volatile. So especially with some of these big names that are going to be after hours on Tuesday, we got AMD, Google, Microsoft and Meta on Wednesday after hours, and then Amazon and Apple on Thursday after hours. So pretty busy week. We'll see. And there definitely will be volatility in the market, but we might be having quite a bit of chop on Monday. So something to keep in mind. Okay, so let's look at some of these charts, what we are watching. Let's start with ES first. Okay. All right. As long as ES holds above 5,800 of this demand zone, I'm looking for it to flip this supply and continue move to the upside of it, especially when we have the standard deviation fibs. We do have an area that it could go. However, it does need to get above 1.5, which is our 59.20 area kind of, which is also in line with the supply. So this needs to get flipped and continue to the upside. However, we could see just chop in this zone as well. And then maybe Microsoft will give us something, but this is possible on ES. So please keep that in mind, especially with these big name earnings coming up. Let's look at SPY. I think that's Spotify. SPY. Okay. Oh, what am I doing here? 1 second. Okay, here we go. So SPY, let's see if we can break above the all-time high, which is 586. However, if SPY is pulling back, and I'm looking to see for it to hold above 575, but if we do start to lose 575, the target is a retest of this demand zone. We do have dark pool prints, which was quite a large print at 567.53. If we lose this and we have a daily or a weekly candle closing below, our next targets are going to be the next dark pool print, which is 558, or this demand zone. So either of those are going to be the level. However, if we do hold above 570 and 575, we are looking to the upside of it. Again, with ES, this could also be sideways, that we could stay in the $10 range. Okay, so next is, let's look at NQ quickly. NQ, as you know, there's been big divergence between NQ and ES. It's finally starting to have some sort of a catch up here. We did reject on a supply that we've been watching for the last couple weeks. So if we are going to see to the upside, if we are going to get above these fib level of 26.55 area, we need to flip this supply and continue to upside. However, if we are losing below 2,300, then we are looking to have this 20,000 zone to be retested on NQ. And where is our QQ? Let's see, QQ. I think it's pretty much a similar story on, no, that's QCOM. QQ. Pretty ugly candle on the daily. And that's not the prettiest looking candle. We do have a gap. So if we are a little bit sideways Monday and we start to pull back and you want to do day trade, keep this gap in mind that we could come down and fill. I am looking, if we are pulling back, this 489 to be held. However, if we start to lose this, then we got our demand zone to the downside as well. There is an imbalance sitting right here as well. So we could come down and test the 480 as well. Something to keep in mind. But if we are pulling above, then I want to see if we can break above the 500 and 503 area. Weekly candle, not really much of a going on here. Again, rejection of this supply, but we have not flipped it. There is a chance that it could continue. Okay, let's look at some of these big names earnings. We'll look at a few here. Apple. looking to see if it holds above the 225 230 area. We still have not tested to the upside of it. We did get rejected at our deviation of 2.5. So if we are retesting this 1.5 area, and if we can bounce, then I'm looking for it to do, if it does well on earnings, we do have a chance of going this thing to 240 and 245 area. However, if we are starting to lose the 225, looking for this demand zone to be tested. Okay, AMD. Nice morning start right out of the demand zone as well. However, it needs to close above 160. I will feel comfortable if we can close above 165, and then we can continue to the upside. And we got a couple supply zone to the upside, which line up with our proper standard deviations as well. So which can be all the way to 4.5. So I'm definitely watching to see how we do by after getting above 165. But if the earnings are some sort of a surprise and we start to lose 150, then we're looking to our target to the downside, which is 142, and we have quite a bit of a dark pool prints on this level as well. Amazon, again, another gap to fill, so we could watch and see if we can get a day trade out of it and have this gap fill. And then if it holds above 185, we're still looking to see if we can test this supply zone and continue to the upside of 201 area. However, if it starts to lose 180, I am interested in for it to hold above 175 zone. Okay, is there anything else we want to? FSLR, that's another one that I am watching. I like that it's holding the demand zone. If we can have a confirmation of hold above 200 and continue to the upside, target first is 210 and then next is gap fill. If you are looking at contracts, I would look for either December or January. Definitely buy some time on it with the stop loss into the if it starts to lose below 194, 195, I would definitely cut it. But I would not take a trade unless the candle can close above 200. So if it does, then risk to reward is looking pretty good up here. Let's look at Google. Google looks like is in accumulation here. So either we need a manipulation to happen to the upside, and then we pull back down to this distribution area, which is our demand. However, if we are sideways, especially with the earnings coming up, I want to see if it holds above 160 to continue to the upside and flip this supply. But if we keep rejecting at this 169 and we're not able to get above 170, I think buying some time on your puts could be looking pretty decent trade to the downside of it. Again, we are in accumulation. We do not have any trade here. We need to either flip this supply to move up to the downside, upside, or we need to break below 160 and continue to the downside. So one or the other has to happen to take your trade. Otherwise, in between here, just sit on your hands. I think, Square was a last one. Is it Square? Yes. So they have earnings coming up as well. Looking for this supply to be tested, which is the $80 area. We do have a bot alert that we've been holding, and it was a really nice move right out of demand. We are currently up, so I would highly recommend taking some profit on those and then maybe holding one or two runners. So that way, if you want to play the earnings. So I'm still looking for it to test the $80 supply zone. However, if it is struggling to get above 75 and hold, we could pull back into this demand zone. But the flow is pretty bullish, so more likely we will get this $80. I hope you guys enjoy this. Thank you so much. I will see you next week.